My name's Rick Seegul from Riedel Communications, and today we want to do something a little bit interesting. Instead of me just basically giving you information, I still want to give you information, but I'm going to put it in the palm of your hands. We're actually I'm going to show you how to build a Bolero system, a standalone system, and then after I show you how to do it, I'm going to want to pick two people from the audience, or I'd prefer to have two people volunteer from the audience. I might have one right now. And have you guys build a system and compete against each other, against the clock. And the winner of that gets this beautiful red backpack filled with a whole bunch of swag inside. Okay, so without further ado, how many people here are familiar with Bolero? Just show of hands. Okay, wow, I got a couple people in the back too. Come sit down, come sit down. Okay, how many people have actually used the Bolero system? How many people have actually been on these bell packs, okay? And how many people have actually programmed a Bolero system? We have a couple here and a couple of quasis and some that haven't. Okay, so this could be a pretty good crowd here. So what we want to do, as I said, is pick two people at the end, and we'll do this competition and see how it goes. So, but before we do this, I want to give a little bit of an overview for those of you that are not familiar with Bolero, just so that you guys get a little bit more familiar as to what this system is and what it means to you. So Bolero has a lot of features that have made it a very, very popular wireless belt pack ecosystem. But one of the biggest things is it is a communication system. So it needs to always be on. It needs to always be working. And you know, if you're a rental company, if you're working in a studio with changing sets and changing environments, the big thing for a wireless system is that you don't want to keep moving the antennas around to adjust to how your studio changed. You just want the system to work. Okay, so at the base part of Bolero, we have to make sure that it just works in all conditions, and that's something that we take pride in here. So the way we did that, basically in the core of Bolero, it operates on a DECT, digitally enhanced cordless telephone, and it utilizes frequencies in the 1.92 to 1.93 gigahertz. When you're up in that high frequency range, you can run into situations where multipath reflections might interfere with the system. So you can have two different forms of multipath reflections. Constructive, which are good, it basically enhances the signal, and then deconstructive, which is more so what typically happens. So we actually designed in two very specific features so that Bolero can overcome these multipath reflections. So the first thing is called the Advanced DECT Receiver algorithm, and what that does is it can analyze all these multipath reflections and basically take those deconstructive reflections and get rid of them and concentrate on just the pure connections from the bell pack to the antenna. So that's number one. So basically you want to make sure that this bell pack and this antenna get connected every time, no matter what comes in between the two different entities. Once they're connected, we want to make sure that those signals stay connected. So what we did there is add in some antenna and receiver diversity. So what we did was we put two antennas into the antenna housing, and there's also two antennas into the bell pack. These are both transceivers. They're sending and receiving at all times. The antennas that we put into the bell pack are three-dimensional, okay? So one is straight up and down. The other one is inverted and then is orthogonal and then inverted. So what this does is having two antennas gives you spatial diversity, but having that secondary antenna orthogonal inverted gives you phase and polar diversity as well. What that allows you to do is while you're wearing that bell pack and as you move in the space and in your work environment, you bend and turn, that you keep that signal on. So again, first the Advanced DECT Receiver algorithm establishes the connection, and the antenna diversity keeps that connection. Because again, this is an intercom system, and it always has to be connected. It always has to be working. The next thing we concentrated on is the quality of the system. If I have a real good system that's always connected, but the audio is real bad, then I still don't have a good system. Okay, so what we did was we chose a very modern codec. We chose a BV32 codec. Number one, for its fidelity. Okay, so there's something called a PESC score that rates audio quality in different religions, different languages. So across different languages, you should have pure audio quality amongst all these different languages. And that's one thing that BV32 does, is so it scores the highest on the PESC scale. Number two is the efficiency of that codec. It's a 32K codec. So what that means is we can actually do things with it to be more efficient. And what that efficiency means to you is more bell packs per antenna. So we can actually have up to 10 bell packs on a single antenna. If we want more bell packs in the system, we simply add another antenna into there. So we can actually, in a single overlapping space, in a very, very tight space, we can have 50 bell packs all operating. But if we start spreading these antennas out, maybe 20, 30 feet, we can actually do another 50 over there and another 50 and keep growing the system into a very, very large system, all working together. So after we took care of the reliability of the system and the quality of the audio, we wanted to address the ease of use, and that's something we're going to show you guys today. So there's 3 ways to register the bell packs. You never have to take out a cable and plug it in here and plug it into your computer or plug this into the antenna to register. We have 3 different mechanisms to do this. Method 1 is using the NFC that's built in here. There's an NFC in the bell pack and an NFC in the antenna. So what I can do is enable NFC registration, simply touch this to it, it'll automatically register. But your antennas aren't always in a location that might be accessible to reach. They might be tucked away in the ceiling and out of reach. So the other thing that you can do is you can designate one to be a master registration bell pack, maybe your stage manager or somebody like that, and then all the other people go over to that bell pack and just touch the bell packs together and they'll automatically register. The third way is like your computer. You can do OTA, over the air. So just like you would with your Wi-Fi on your computer, you'd go in there, you'd see maybe different nets. We can actually have multiple nets running within Bolero, or you have a single net, you find that net. It's password driven at that point, since anybody can actually look at that. So you can actually set a password for that, and then it'll ask you for the password, put it in, and then it's registered. So 3 easy ways to register your bell packs. So there's also 3 different ways that you can actually utilize the system, 3 different modes of operation. The first one is what we call AES67 integrated mode. Integrated means that it's actually connected to our artist ecosystem. And basically what it does is it leverages all the advantages and all the features that you get from an artist system, an artist communication system, and basically puts that directly into the bell pack. Matter of fact, we try to refer to this not necessarily as a bell pack, but as a wireless panel. Because all the things that you can do with a panel, you can actually do directly on the bell pack, including triggering GPIOs and other things. We can actually even do video routes on our MeteorNet system directly from the bell pack. It also, when you're in integrated mode, leverages a full AES67 network, and it is all SMPTE 2110-30, and especially when it's connected to the artist system, so we can bring streams in and actually bring them over to the bell pack for program audio as well. And by leveraging the network, you can get into a very, very large scale system. But operating with the network and operating with artists isn't for everyone. So, there might be a lot of rental companies out there that are taking a small system and moving and then setting it up and then breaking it down and moving to another place. This is the system that we're going to concentrate on for today. So in standalone mode, there is no network. There is no network switch. There is no network configuration. There's not even a base station on this system. So in the way we can get away with not having a base station is each of these antennas can do its mixing directly in the antenna. So if I have multiple bell packs, these bell packs can talk to each other by mixing the audio within the antennas and then sending it back over the RF frequencies, okay? The other thing is we can basically set one antenna down in the middle of the room and put 10 bell packs on that system. If we need more bell packs, we simply use our link mechanism to link 2 antennas together, and then I can put another 10 bell packs and another 10 bell packs. and keep growing that system. And I can not only grow the system in density of belt packs, but I can also grow it in the coverage space. So by using it in non-IP mode, in this link mode, I can actually go up to 1,000 feet in between each antenna. When we're in integrated mode on a network switch, we're bound to what the network supplies. So that would be 330 feet from a switch to an antenna, okay? So you can get into a very, very far system, spread out system, and a very large system. The other thing is, you know, it's not only about people on belt packs talking to each other. So you might be working with, let's say, a third-party intercom system. It does not have to be Riedel. It could be any other third-party system as long as it accepts analog into that system, in and out of that system. So in that case, we have something called the NSA, the Network Stream Adapter. And what that has is it has 6 analog IOs on it, all to an AES67 connection. And that AES67 connection will connect to the antenna. But it does not require a network switch or network configuration. It actually operates in a peer-to-peer AES67 mode. So simply by connecting it and telling this box that it's going to be working with Bolero, it'll automatically be connected to that antenna and show up in Bolero's web GUI, okay? The third mode of operation is also a standalone mode, but we're bringing the network back in, the AES67 network, so that you can leverage basically enhanced features by having it on a spread out network switch. So now I can actually extend these very large distances and have high concentration of antennas in one area and a high concentration in another area connected over fiber, okay? As opposed to doing a daisy chain of all these switches. So basically what we try to do is not say this is the way this system operates, but give you choices so that you can choose the mode of operation that makes the most sense for how you're going to use the system. So without further ado, I'm actually going to be the first contestant, and you're going to have to beat, no, you're not going to have to race against me, I'll let you race against each other. So the first thing, I'm going to actually change and go into this mode. So I have my computer connected to the antenna right now. The one thing that you do want to do, which we've already preset, oh, I guess you can't see that over there, huh? Okay, let me get out of that mode. Hold on 1 second here. Where's my mouse? See, that's where all my brains are right now. Okay, there we go. Okay, so right now I'm connected to the antenna here, and on the front of the antenna, if you notice, there's an e-ink display on there. So even when the antenna is off, you can actually read what's on that screen. And what's in the lower right corner of that is actually the IP address of that antenna. So what I'm going to do here is just enter in the IP address of the antenna, 192.168.42. Okay, so now I see the antenna that's connected here, and if you notice it says unassigned devices. So what I'm going to do is select here, and then I'm going to click on the plus sign, and then I'm going to do create network space, and then I'm going to name that space. And we're all going to do it the same way. Just so you know, there is a sheet that has all these instructions there that you'll be able to refer to, and I'll also leave it up on the screen. So I'm just going to put in AES 2019. I'm going to go down here to system mode, and if you notice, I can choose between integrated and standalone link. So we're going to choose standalone link, so we do not need a network switch or an artist to connect it to. And then it's going to prompt for a password. I'm going to put in 0000 for the password, and hit apply, okay? So now, if you notice, now I have a net built, and if you notice here, it basically turned to green and the actual antenna is on. It's not on here, these are the ones that you guys will be using. Okay, so now it's time to register the bell pack. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come over here and click on the lock signal, because I did put a password in there. I'm going to enter in my 0000, and then click on it again and go to registration mode. And here are the two different forms of registration, OTA and NFC. And if you notice, there's also a timeout here, because I might not want to leave registration available all times during my show. So once I get the system set up, I don't want that on, so I can either have it timed or I can force it to be on or off. We're going to choose to shut that off just in case you need more time. You can put in whatever time you want in 30-minute intervals or even just minute intervals. You're going to hit apply, and then it's actually going to tell you directly in that e-ink display that it's in registration mode. It lets you know in the web GUI as well. And then once I have it in here, I'm simply going to touch it to here. It buzzes, and it tells me, okay, it's registered. And then I'm going to do the next one. It buzzed. And then if you notice, it actually comes up with programming right from the start. So there's 6 buttons on each of these bell packs. It will automatically program in 6 party lines directly into every key. So if I basically hit a key on here, I'm already speaking to these bell packs. But if I ended it there, that would be cheating. That would be a little bit too easy. So I'm going to ask you guys to do a little bit more here. So after it's registered, we're going to actually go in and edit the bell packs. So I'm going to click over here. You'll be able to see all these choices along the top, but since I made this smaller, it won't fit there. So I had to go into the little menu here. I'm going to click on bell packs. And there's the 2 bell packs that I have registered right now. So from here, I can click on the little edit here. It's a little pencil. And that's going to bring me into a window where I can get into all the different attributes about that bell pack. The first thing that I'm going to want you to do is to edit the name of that. So the first one, we're going to actually make FOH. And then we're going to give it a unique ID 1, because it's the first one that's registered. And we're going to do apply and close. And then I'm going to go to the second one. I'm going to name that, and we'll give that a name of stage. And its unique ID will be 2. Typically you want to go in the order that it shows that's in the system. So apply and close. After that, what we're going to do is go into the party line mode. So we're going to hit the menu or just go to the top and choose party lines. And once in there, I see 4 party lines that are in there. If I want to, I can add this and create another party line, or I can go in here. I'm just going to go and rename the first party line. I'm going to name that lights and hit apply, okay? And once I do that, now I'm going to go and I'm going to program the keys on the bell pack. And this is pretty much the last step that we're going to have to do here. So I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to choose bell packs from my menu. I'm going to go back to that first bell pack. And then there's something called keys here. I'm going to press on keys. And now I have all different choices for my 6 different keys, plus the reply key that's on the front here. So anybody that calls this bell pack, if I want to respond back to them, I just need to reach down to this red button here. It's also indented so you can feel it easy, and I can reply to that last call. What I'm going to do here is there's 3 different modes of operation. I'm going to actually choose momentary as opposed to latching, and it's actually talking to that party line lights that I created. On key number 2, this is not about just party lines. So with this system, since I can get a very high density of bell packs on here, we don't want to just be sharing all these different party lines. There are times when I want to speak to just another individual person. So I can actually go and talk, and then destination, and choose a different bell pack. So I'm going to choose to talk to the stage bell pack and apply and close. So now that first bell pack is programmed and I have everything I need on that. But if I'm going to talk to that person, I typically want that person to talk to me. So now I'm going to go into that other bell pack, and I'm going to do the same thing, momentary. If I wanted to, I can actually choose a lot of different functions here. I can even trigger GPIOs if I wanted to. I can do a listen-only to port if I'm bringing program audio in. We're going to keep it on talk, and we're just going to be able to respond now to the destination of the FOH bell pack. Okay? I'm also going to do something else here. There's a sub-menu within the system. I don't expect you to do this for this competition, but I just want to show this. I can actually choose what's in the menu and get rid of the things that I don't want the user to access. And then I can add in other choices. So I'm actually going to add in speaker mic. There's actually a speaker and a microphone here, so it can operate in walkie-talkie mode. So I'm going to enable that here, and since I forgot to do that in the other bell pack, I'm going to go in there, get rid of these, and put that into this bell pack as well. And then I am done, okay? And then I can simply go into this menu, choose that microphone to be turned on. I'll do it on the other one here. Okay, now that I have them, hitting any button here actually comes out the other bell pack, so I'm talking in walkie-talkie mode now, okay? So it's actually 5 steps that you need to do to complete this programming. Do I have any volunteers? I have one volunteer right here, okay. Oh, we're gonna race against each other here, okay. Come on up. What are your names here? We have Christian and we have Dane, okay. Sit down at your areas, your instructions are there. I'm gonna put the instructions up here so people can follow along. If you guys need assistance, you can call, and the audience, feel free to actually let them know what they should be doing if they get stuck. Ready? You want to do the timer? Okay. On your mark. Get set, go. So again, the first thing you're going to do is actually open up your browser if it's not already open. Look at the IP address that's on your antenna and enter that in. And then it should show up in your web GUI. After you actually get that in, you're going to basically select that unassigned antenna. It'll show an unassigned antenna. You literally want to not just highlight over it, but you want to click on that antenna so it stays highlighted. And then you're going to hit the plus sign in that top right area. And then you're going to choose Create Network Space. And for the network space, you're going to name it AES-2019. You're going to go to System Mode after that and click on that drop-down menu, and you'll see 2 choices there. And you want to choose Standalone Link. And after that, click in the red area where it says Admin PIN, and you're going to enter 0000 and then apply. Once you do that, you should see the web GUI come up. Oh, and I see somebody registering bell packs already. Next step is register the bell pack. You'll have to click on that lock sign, enter your password, and then you're going to select NFC and OTA, and you're going to shut off the timed. And then you're going to simply take that bell pack once you're in registration mode, and you have to hit apply after you do that. And you're going to just simply touch that to the front, turn it around. You'll want to turn the bell pack around so the emblems are facing each other. Put it right up against it. You should feel it buzz. Take the other one there. Come on, hurry up. He's programming. He's programming. Okay. And then after that, you're going to basically go to register the bell packs. After register the bell packs, we're going to edit the bell packs. So you want to click on bell packs in the top menu. And then you're going to go and name the first bell pack FOH and give it a unique ID of 1. And then you're going to hit apply and close and go directly to that second bell pack. And you're going to do the same there, but you're going to name this one stage and unique ID 2, apply and close. After that, remember to go to your party lines, and you'll change that first party line to lights. That's all you'll need to do there. After you click on apply there, you can go back to edit bell packs, and you're almost done here on the last step then. Go to bell packs, click on keys, and when you're in keys, you're going to go to the first key, and you're going to change the mode to momentary as opposed to auto. And then you're going to go to the second key, and you're going to change your destination from a party line and to a belt pack, and you should see only the other bell pack in there, which would be stage if you're doing the first bell pack. So FOH can speak to stage. You're going to hit apply and close. And then hurry up and do that for the last bell pack. Say it again. You done? Oh, we have a winner here. We'll have to go and verify. Keep going. Okay, Christian, yes, Joe will, well, actually, I'll present it to you. Here you go.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Any questions on the system here? Does everybody see how easy it is? What was the time there? And I think that was even, how many? 3.5 minutes. And I think he was done before we actually clicked it shut. So let's go with 3 minutes. 3 minutes to configure an entire Bolero system. I dare you to try that with anybody else's system, okay? And have it work all the time. Any questions on the system? Okay. Thank you very much, guys.